Hello, my beautiful babes. Constantly evolving, steadily revolving. Anything. Honestly, you guys, I've tried a few different approaches with this video, but I think for my last attempt, I'm just gonna wing it and say what comes to my mind, not having any notes to reference off of. I don't want this to be a drama film. You feel me? Like, I just want a chill, feel-good video to be able to chat with you guys on everything that has been going on with me. This video going up at the very last quarter of the year just kind of makes it all the more special for me. Like, your girl still has a chance at finishing off the year strong, so you guys know I have to make it count. And I'm not really a complainer, I try not to complain too much, but boy, it's been a long effing year. But I'm ending the year off even more hopeful than before, and it just feels so good. Like, I missed y'all, I missed me, I missed my baby, my channel, the one thing that brings me the most joy. And I've been gone for what seems like an eternity to me, but I honestly just couldn't be more grateful to all of my babes that noticed and were worried and wished me well, even reached out to my friends asking how I was doing. Like, I truly love you guys more than y'all know. But yeah, no need to worry. Like, your girl is good, okay? Your girl is good. Life has been lifing, don't get me wrong, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Most importantly though, how is everyone else doing? I feel like we've all been low-key like living the same lives and going through similar things without even noticing it. Like, these last few months in general has just been a whirlwind for everybody, but thankfully I've been seeing so many creators coming back to the platform, posting life updates, just getting back into our bag, our content creation bag, you feel me? So it just feels good to know that we're all thugging it through, and I just hope everyone has been persevering, because it seems as if the pressure has just been getting worse and worse. I don't know what it is, but I know for myself, like, I've been going through the motions and emotions, lots of goods, but some terrible bads. And it's not easy, but it was something that I chose to go through on my own in solitude. And my version of wellness does not have to look like anyone else's. Some people will ignore their issues, distract themselves, drink until you forget type thing. But I took this time to be reclusive, hide away in my own space, my thoughts, and just put in the internal work. And over time, with similar situations, I learned the best way to pull myself out of a phase or a funk, because at the end of the day, no one has got me like I got me, you feel me? And I can't depend on other people or material things, especially for a fix. And I really just pride myself on that. And I just look forward to mastering myself, my feelings, my tendencies, and just everything in between, But girl, let me tell you guys something. Sometimes being dramatic with your response back at life can be such an enjoyable and empowering way of just going about things. Maybe it's the Nigerian in me that likes being dramatic, but it just makes it all the more fun. And in this period, I was dramatic with letting everything go. It gave very much a clearance sale. What's even a clearance sale? It gave very much liquidation sale even. Everything had to go. Anything that wasn't serving me anymore had to go. Anything that was just a placeholder in my life, oh honey, that space has been occupied. You feel me? Anything that was just like dead weight. The dead weight, it was snipped. The unlimited access was denied. The membership was revoked. You feel me? And we'll talk about everything in detail in a little bit, but I just love that we're still at an age, look at me talking. I told myself I wasn't going to talk this much, but I love the fact that we're still at an age where we can start over and over and over again. And because there's no such thing as a quick fix when it comes to your mental health and your wellness, I just use this healing period to restart as many things as possible to be able to rebuild my foundation, no matter how long that took.
We start a healing process, we center brokenness as our means of achieving healing. And that's never going to work. But like a Christmas tree, if the tree is not in a correct or like set foundation, why would you spend time focusing on the decoration when the tree looks like it's about to fall over? And I think many of us are too enamored with decorative pieces in our lives that we forget to actually set the foundation of, well, does this tree actually stand? And for a lot of us, our trees are not standing, they're shaking, they're about to break, in fact. And if we keep on adding these decorative pieces that look nice and shiny, it's going to make it break faster. For things to be able to stand and stand well, you have to spend significant amounts of time and resources building it up.
To cut a long story short so that we can get into the actual life update, I took the time to reset my devices, reset my laptop, my iPad, my phone. I just wanted to get rid of anything that felt like dead weight, you know, the necessary apps, the necessary message threads that I was holding on to, the pictures of your ex, I had to let them go, you know. And I also took the time to like kind of reprogram my settings and the type of notifications that I want to receive. I set up my lock screens, everything. Personally, for me, there's so much joy in doing that, and the girls that get it, okay? But I also took the time to shed the dead weight that I was carrying on my head, because I was holding onto inches of split ends for the sake of saying that my hair was long. But listen, having long hair is not do and die, okay? I literally could not bear it again. I had to get rid of the split ends, the dead weight. As long as all the rubbish pieces are off, then I'm ready to start my hair journey over again. But in the meantime, for now, Megalook Hair has me hooked with their highlighted wig in 26 inches. And this wig has honestly pioneered its way through my entire For You page. And you guys know that wigs are the best way to keep your hair protected, so I'm all the way here for it. But to cut a long story short, because I've been talking your ear off, as the podcast said, the goal is to continue setting the foundation and not focusing too much on the decorative pieces like the wigs, obviously, and you know, all the other materialistic things. And it just feels so good to be able to maintain the ability to be hopeful and joyous for all the good that is yet to come. Can I sit here? Or are you guys gonna crucify me for being gone for so long? Well, hello, hi. I have some popcorn, I have a glass of wine. Grab your snacks, cause girl, I'm about to do some catching up. A part of me was contemplating coming back on YouTube and just acting like nothing happened and just like kind of like posting as usual, because, you know, let's keep it a buck, I'm not really the most consistent person in the world. So I was like, you know, coming back and posting is probably nothing. But as much as I value keeping the details of my life off the internet, and trust me, I do a very good job of that, I just kind of wanted to like commemorate this chapter of my life, this phase, this kind of like transitioning period is what I'll call it, by being a little bit more open, being vulnerable, and just being transparent about the experiences of my life in the past couple of months. And you know, just letting you guys in just a little bit, because I feel like there have been I know that there's so many takeaways, and I'm all for documenting this journey for the testimony to come. So yeah, this year has been pretty interesting. Or at least these past couple of months that I've been absent on YouTube have been rather interesting, to say the least. And I've kind of been calling this, like, these past few months my shedding season, because I just feel like although a lot of bad things happened, I felt like they needed to happen in order for me to go from one chapter to another. And as much as, you know, I don't like bad things happening to me, I keep a very, very strong mindset, a very, very, you know, it is what it is type of mindset. And I've been so positive about a lot of the things going on, and I've tried to stay as positive as possible. Of course, I did have my breaking moments, but I be taking it like a G, okay? Moments that I should have been crying and weeping, I actually held myself together. I pride myself for being able to be composed and, you know, not being frantic and not panicking in moments of dismay, honestly speaking. I feel like I got that in a bag. Like, nothing can faze me in this life. But yeah, as far as updates go, moving into this new chapter of my life and kind of like leaving my old life behind, I feel like God just wanted everything that I associated myself with then to be erased, just gone. And like I said, looking back, it's starting to make a little bit more sense, because when you're asking for a new life, simply your old one cannot come along. You have to shed in order to replenish, by getting rid of things that will hold you down and keep you stagnant from moving forward. I've just experienced so much that has really made my mindset a lot stronger, and I love calling it a new life because the tongue is too powerful. I need to keep proclaiming this as my new life, because this new life is going to align itself with my wants, my needs, my desires, and simply just the woman that I envision in my future. So at the end of July, I moved out of my student apartment. If you guys don't know, I went to school in San Antonio. I've been there for 4 years now. Ever since I moved to this country, I've been a Houston native, and moving away from home, honestly, it had its ups, it had its downs. But I feel like San Antonio had done what it needed to do for me. I just felt like at that point I was dragging it. Why am I still here? I needed to just go back to a city where I felt like I could flourish, and San Antonio had nothing for me. I was all in all just ready to go. Like, I felt like I was constantly just like waking up sad, upset, not really wanting to do anything, not really feeling my best. Like, it just wasn't the best situation for me. And when you're from Houston, it's something about that city that just makes you like compare everything to where you're from, because it just don't add up. It's like, why am I even here? Especially when a lot of my classes were online. At a point I was like, why am I paying rent to stay somewhere that I don't like? There was just no point. And I know it's a mindset thing, don't get me wrong. I know my mindset definitely played a role in it. I know if I'm telling myself I don't like this place, I want to get out of here, then of course I'm not gonna like this place and I'm gonna want to leave and all that type of stuff. But I was over it, child. I was over it. I was waiting for that lease to be up. Of course, don't get me wrong, I made the best out of it, but like I said, I was ready to go. As soon as I moved out of San Antonio at the end of July, it felt like from that point on, everything that could have possibly gone wrong, I felt like went wrong. It was like, as soon as I left that city, chaos followed. Everything that was attached to like what I would call my livelihood felt like it was going down the drain. It just felt like it was all being ripped away from me. Obviously, looking back and like, you know, as I was going through the experiences, it just felt like God was like shaking me up a bit. Either God really wanted to test my strength, or the devil really wanted to pull me down in a season that's supposed to be feeling brand new and supposed to be meant for good. Like, it just felt like everything was scattering. Everything was falling apart right before my eyes. So right after moving back to Houston, I went to Atlanta just for like a weekend, and it was supposed to be, you know, a cute little chill vibe, but Atlanta felt like hell on earth. It was supposed to be a really good experience. It's still surprisingly, like, I can't even say that it was bad, because I thank God that I went with my girl Jackie and we made it the best. When I tell y'all, we persevered. We made it the best experience that we could. But honestly, all in all, that experience, our time there was hell. I don't know, the devil was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show out today. Y'all gonna know who I am today. So yeah, leaving Atlanta, I left with no laptop. I planned for so much content in August, you guys, it makes no sense. I literally could not even edit videos. I couldn't edit anything. And I recently just got my laptop back, mind you. It was over a month till I got my laptop back, and I left with a lot of my YouTube equipment being ruined. My camera light's not working, my camera battery's not working, adapters, everything, a lot of things were not working. But yeah, chaos from beginning to end. Don't recommend. It was bad. So yeah, that was the first boss boost, and you know, that was one sector of my livelihood ripped away from me in an instant. Like I said, I took it like a G, and I was like, okay, cool. I was still uplifted. Like, I don't know, for some reason I was like, no, I'm not letting this drag me down, even though it's something that I should have cried on the spot. But I was like, no, things happen, it is what it is, let's move forward, let's find a solution and move forward. And that's what I did. I got back home, and you know, I had my room renovation. You guys are gonna be seeing that video as well. My birthday was coming up, there was a big wedding coming up. There was just so much that I was like come on, I'm not gonna let it bring me down. And as you would have it, in the month of August alone, and I'm not even counting the things that happened in June and July, in the month of August alone, I had no laptop, I had no car. Life was pulling me left and right. Things were not working my way. Plans down the drain. I came into the month of September just down, upset. I was like, God, Like, relax. It's enough. If this is your way of telling me I'm your strongest soldier, I'm not doing it again. I don't want it. I'm done. I'm tired. Leave me alone. And my birthday is right at the beginning of September. But by that time I was exhausted. I was like, let's just pretend this day is not a day, you know? And it's not like I didn't like my birthday, because trust me, if I could celebrate my birthday tomorrow, I would, because I was looking forward to it. It was just the timing of it all. Like, it was just so much. I was overwhelmed. I was questioning a lot of things. A lot of things weren't making sense to me. I was just like, this is not a time where I even feel like readily available. Like, I didn't have the capacity to even celebrate my birthday, and the timing just didn't make sense. I was still grateful for life, still grateful that I got to see another birthday, but as far as plans go and celebrations, I was like, I'm not doing. Let me rest. Let me have some peace of mind. Let me just use the day to just think, reflect. Looking back, I'm really not upset that that's how it went down. I'm happier that I spent the day doing nothing than forcing myself to feel lively and things like that. I'm okay with it, trust me. Come next September, next birthday, you people will know my name. You people will know my name next September. It was a calm and quiet birthday, and I'm okay with that. And if I had the time to, I would go into great detail. But long story short, the biggest takeaway from this is that it gets worse before it gets better. As things started to calm down, really like about a week and a half ago, I started to like recollect my well-being, my energy. I stuck to the mindset of not complaining and just seeing that everything is happening for a reason. With that said, I'm feeling much better now. Feeling like myself again. I just did my makeup, did my hair, and of course, shout out to Megalick Hair for this beautiful 26-inch highlighted wig. It's so gorgeous. Mind you guys, this was supposed to be my birthday hair, but look how that turned out. So yeah, like, no, I'm feeling better. I've taken a lot of time to myself, just doing things to lift my spirits and like just become one with God, honestly, and become more prayerful, become more intentional with how I live my life, my day-to-day life, and just become more intentional for the things that I ask from God, become more intentional in my day-to-day actions, and realizing that things happen for a reason and it'll always get worse before it gets better. I just want to give a big pat on the back for how strong I've been this whole time. My mindset has remained, obviously I had my little slippery slope, but my mindset has remained so strong, and I'm just thankful. Like, I'm thankful for my mindset, honestly speaking, because I thank God for my mindset. I thank God for my friends for trying to keep me up, you know, lighting my spirits and wanting to celebrate me, especially around my birthday. Unfortunately, I was a little bit distant because, you know, mentally I was checked out that day. But no, I'm so grateful for the people that I have in my corner, honestly speaking. Like, yeah, they're amazing. Another sector of my life that I really left behind when I moved back to Houston was moving back to Houston single. Most of you guys don't know, obviously, because I don't share it, or I didn't share it. I was in a 3.5-year relationship that I ended in April, and although he was my person, my bestie, we spent a lot of time together. That was a part of myself that I needed to just release and shed in order to make room for new blessings and just make space for whatever's next in my life. And I just felt this gut feeling that I needed to leave that behind, and obviously I did so for various reasons. But I want to share with you guys that about 2 years ago, let me get comfy for this one because yeah, girl. But about 2 years ago now, he and I made the decision to move in together. I say this a lot to my friends, and they're always so tired of me whenever I say this. Like, they know it verbatim at this point, but I always tell them that that was the best mistake I ever made. Trust me, I don't care for the opinions on whether it was a smart decision or not. Obviously, I'm only sharing because I feel like there's a big takeaway from this, 100% a big takeaway from this. The reason that we did move in together, it made sense. It makes a lot of sense, and it worked out. We got what we wanted out of the situation, not wanting to deal with roommates. I was more than okay living with someone that I could communicate with, and they could understand me, and they know my wants, my needs, rather than staying with a roommate that doesn't care about whether or not I want the AC at 73 or at 78. I just love that there was more understanding, staying with somebody that I knew and somebody that cared about me and loved me and cherished my wants, my needs, as I did for them as well. And the both of us had reasons for wanting to technically stay alone and not with like friends and things like that, because for one, I did YouTube, I had a lot of equipment, and he was also doing his own thing, and he just liked his privacy, his space. And a 1-bedroom for college living does not make sense, so a 2-bedroom just seemed like the best option. And so yeah, I don't need the opinions, I don't care for the opinions. Last I made my decision, it worked out for me, and I'm out of the situation. But I also love the fact that I got to experience something that not many people get to experience, in the sense of like I got to really understand or like kind of see what it's like to live with a partner before marriage. Like, you know, when you're in school and you get a pre-test before the actual test, like it was a pre-test for living with a partner when you're married. We stayed together for 2 years, so I pretty much got what it's like to live with your partner. So yeah, it was an experience that I'm grateful I got the chance to have. With my boyfriend at the time, I learned so much in the process about myself, about other people, about working with other people, and how to communicate, and you know, things like that. Like, it made sense. That's me. I got to experience the good, the bad, the ugly. And before you get to speculating, we didn't share any bills, we didn't have anything in our names or anything where like it's under one person's name. We didn't do any of that. Now look, I would never do that with somebody who is not my husband. It was a student apartment, so everything from the bills to the leasing agreement to the bedrooms and the bathroom were all separate. So yeah, it's not like I'm recommending anyone to do that. I'm just sharing my experience. You know, that chapter is closed. And now that that chapter of my life is closed, I feel a bit more comfortable sharing and like talking about it, because whether or not you have an opinion of if it worked, it didn't work, it makes sense, it doesn't make sense, last, it don't happen. It's gone, it's over, it's done with. I learned. I have mad respect for that person, and it is what it is. It happened. I love the experience, but I will not be doing it again with anybody who is not my husband. And that's just that on that. On to this next topic. I told myself that I would not be sharing any details if I don't feel like it, but I don't know, at this moment I feel a little bit compelled to just kind of like share, like, you know, why not? We're already here, we're transparent, we're drinking some wine. I'm feeling a bit inclined to share details on this sector of my life because I just want someone, really anyone, to take what they can from this. So on the topic of college and school and scamming university, whether it makes sense or not, you have to go university. College and I have a very love-hate relationship. I value and appreciate everything that a college degree can do for you and everything that it can provide for you, especially when you're using it for the right reasons and, you know, you're using it in a career that it matters. When I came into college, I came in with such high spirits. I came into college to be a nurse, and that's what I was originally supposed to do. And trust me, I was speeding through all of my classes. Advisors are telling me you should take about 4 classes, no more than 4 classes. Baby, I was taking 19 to 21 credits within my first and second semester. I loved it. Like, it was something that I had passion for at the time. And when I have passion for something, I don't care what you say. I don't care how much you think of that thing I should be doing. I'm gonna take the route that I feel is best for me, and I'm gonna go at the speed that I feel is best for me. I just had I had a routine. I had a certain like rhythm to me that just made sense, and I loved it. But as time went on, I literally, as soon as I started YouTube actually, and I started having some older friends that not only were in college, but they also had their side hustles that were making them so much money, things that they were exceeding at outside of school. You know, as I started talking to those types of people and expanding my mindset, I felt a huge shift. I realized that the passion for school, it was as if college was now a subcategory of my life. It was like God was just saying, I know you love this, but try this. You may be doing really well in this, and you're not gonna stop doing well in this, but focus on this. As I started to feel the shift, my love for school and passion for school started to die down. I switched my major from nursing to public health, and trust me, I have had the moments where I was like, I'm ready to just call it quits. Whether or not I put my all into this, it's not gonna take me to the next level of life that I want to be at and that I aspire to be at. It's not going to take me to greater heights. Like, I just see more for myself. I see more for myself, point blank, period. I know that the amount of work that I put into YouTube and what I create, my mindset, my creativity, it's just like I've found something that feeds all the sectors of my life that I really love. And although I have thought about dropping out so many times, I took a year-long break in 2020, and I was still very much on track to graduate on time because, like I said, when I came into college, I was speeding through all my classes. I was taking 6, 19, 21 credits at a time. Even though I took lots of breaks and lots of like self-reflecting moments, I was still pretty much on set to graduate on time. But as time went on, I started to take my time with school because I found that when I was in school, I was not putting my all into it, and I hate when I'm doing something and I'm not doing it to the best of my ability. With that said, although I am taking my time with school, one thing about it, I'm gonna get that degree, okay? Because I've spent way too much money, like, run me my degree. Secondly, I spent way too much time, run me my degree. But thankfully, all I have left is an internship, a required internship, and as you guys can see, life no balance. And once I find that, then your girl's gonna be on set to graduate, okay? So whether I graduate next semester, this semester, the semester after, long story short, last, y'all are gonna run me my degree. Thank you very much. I'm gonna close that chapter. Like, I don't advise dropping out of college unless, one, you've already touched the millions, and two, with being that all I have left is one more thing to go, it's gonna be done. But your takeaway from this should be to not feel pressured when it feels like there's nothing but pressure hanging over your head. You don't have to feel pressure to follow a path in a certain way or with a certain speed or with the same people that you started off with. Like, you're gonna be fine. As of right now, I'm just focusing on something that I have so much passion for. I'm reigniting my flame because lately, YouTube hasn't been hitting the same. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. I don't know if it's just my perspective personally, but I want to aid in reigniting the flame for myself personally and hopefully within the beauty community on YouTube. I've been hearing all the talk about how YouTube is getting boring. I'm neither here or there with that stance, but I feel like it all depends on A, what you're watching and what you choose to watch as a consumer, and B, what you're putting out as a content creator. So if you're on the content creator side of things, like I am, and you feel like YouTube just hasn't been hitting the same, there's a trend, or it's getting boring. All of us as a collective have been blessed to be able to make a shift. So, let's get to sparking up some ideas, bringing something new to the table. Let's add a bit more to this platform, especially if we feel like it's getting boring. Like, hello, we have the upper hand. We're able to make the shift. I'm 100% ready to aid and making a shift on YouTube and just doing the best for myself on my channel and just seeing where it all goes from here. And I feel like YouTube is really my thing. There was a point in time where people would ask me, what made you start YouTube? And I would always be so cautious with my answer, for the sake of not seeming cocky or anything like that. But I don't know, now I've been a bit more truthful with my answer. Now, if you ask me the reason why I started YouTube, my answer is straight to the point, because I know I have a lot to offer. I have a passion for makeup, for hair. I'm a gentle teacher. I love watching my ideas come to life. I love creating and curating my ideas and watching my ideas come to life. I love the production, and through all of that, I've been able to find my love for editing. Like, I really do love this stuff. Like, I really do love it. Obviously, I'm a little too hard on myself with the perfectionism and all that type of stuff. We're working on it. We're getting there, trying to get a bit more consistent, but I love it. Like, one thing I've always realized is that I always had a mindset that YouTube is a hobby, and if I post, I post. Like, I've said that so many times. If I post, I post. Like, if I post, I post. Like, to be truthful with you guys, I've never had a consistency streak of more than like a month or like 3 weeks or like a month and a half. at most, which is a bad thing. It's not good to say, and looking back, that mindset sucks. Like, it's not helping me. But like I said, it was a hobby for me. It was something that I just did in my free time. Obviously I would have like my serious moments, but again, I had the mindset, I had already embedded in my subconscious that if I post, I post. That's why for someone who has been on YouTube for, at this point, 3 years now, I only have about 70 videos. And if you do the math, if I was to post a video every week for 1 year, that's 52 videos. I've only done 70 in 3 years. Baby, I'm barely consistent ever. And simply put, I want to change that. I want to take YouTube a bit more seriously. One thing they always say is that your subconscious mind dictates how you play your day-to-day life. And with this fresh new start, I just want to get rid of the mindset of if I post, I post. Now I want to take uploading on YouTube as my top priority, a must, a job, because at the end of the day, last, perfect inconsistency will always trump imperfect consistency. Yeah, my videos are good. Yes, they're quality, but when I post, it's very inconsistently, and somebody who doesn't have half the talent that I do, but is posting consistently, will naturally always trump what I do. Another quote that I really love is, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. That is something that I want to stand by, and thankfully I have you guys and myself, of course, to hold me accountable. And with that being said, I have so many videos lined up, so definitely stay tuned. Trust and believe, by the time you're watching this, I'm already editing another video to go up for you guys. And yeah, I just want to close this off by saying again that it always gets worse before it gets better. The new life that you're manifesting does not have any room for your old life at all. And trust me, it's not all the way better yet on my end, but this is me showing up for myself and taking actions that align with the best version of myself in order to align with the life that will one day be mine and that I'm manifesting. To symbolize this fresh new start, I booked an Airbnb for a little staycation just to take some time away from the chaos. So with that being said, Alexa, please set the mood.